And we welcome you to Glassboro, New Jersey, here on Volleyball Night. It is Halloween season in Glassboro, and the Rowan Profs are looking to stay perfect at home. A 10-0 record is what they're aiming for right here in SB Gymnasium. I am Luke Brown alongside with you throughout the evening. The Rowan Profs facing off against Rutgers-Newark. In this one, it's a Rutgers-Newark team coming into town at 8-18 overall. A Rowan Profs team that is certainly looking to continue what has been a hot streak in the NJAC. For Rutgers-Newark, the task at hand will be defending Shayla Moody Santos. She is the junior middle hitter. She also plays the right side from this area, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Abington High School has tallied 178 kills on the year on 532 attempts. That's a hitting percentage of just 165 if the Rowan Profs can contain her. For the Rowan side of things, it is certainly a threat that they have had all year, and that is the one of Jessica Smart. The freshman has come onto the scene in an unbelievable way, tallying kills left and right. She sits at 295 on the year with just 98 errors. She's the NJAC Player of the Week on September 29th, as well as October 20th. Led the state of New Jersey last year in high school in the state for kills. That was a mark of 372. So lineups getting underway. We turn it over to the public address announcer here in S. Bjornson Gymnasium. I'm Luke Brown, back with you in a moment.
And then, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the Scarlet Raiders of Rutgers-Newark. Number 2, Angelise Moriana. Number 3, Sabrina Sukarawa. Number 5, Sheila Moody Santos. Number 12, Saya Luong. Number 20, Nia Escalona. Floor official was Scott Spread. Our linesmen are Jerry Russo and Tom Polutri. Thank you very much, and let's have a great volleyball game.
As I walked in the gym today, I saw the other set of bleachers on the opposite side were down. Usually are up, and you can visibly see the Go RU. Today you can only see the Go behind Rutgers-Newark's bench. RU is covered by Rowan University faculty, and there's no way that everybody could have fit on this side of the gym because it is packed, and it's going to be loud throughout this one. This is a Rowan Profs team that is absolutely ready to fight. Late in the year, they've got NGCU coming up on the road next Tuesday to finish off the NJAC schedule. They are currently tied in the NJAC standings with Kane. Both schools have a 5-1 conference record. Kane still has to go through Montclair State to finish off their season. That is a pretty big one in the NJAC. That's going to determine a lot of things with the seeding, but what has to happen first is Rowan has to win out in conference, and that's what they look to do here today. If you missed it on the public address, starting lineups, starting for the Profs, it is Raven Albrecht at the serve. Jenna Call, Vanessa Hutchinson's the starting libero. Jess Smart, Abby Chadwick, and Kira Bradley up front. Let's get ready to play some volleyball on this Tuesday night in late October. Raven Albrecht starts us off at the serve. We are underway, and it is a service ace. Can't start better than that, and it's 1-0 Rowan. This time, Rutgers-Newark gets a hand on it. To Call, who digs. Smart fires one. It's dug out. Nice dig by the defensive side of Rutgers-Newark. Call, sets, Albrecht, Chadwick. Now it is gone. And it is 2-0 to start off this game. Abby Chadwick teed up on the right side pin. Albrecht stays at the service. 2-0 Profs. Rutgers-Newark able to respond again. Albrecht, this time to Bradley. Oh my goodness. Kira Bradley put one away. 3-0. How long can this Albrecht starting service last? Up to 3 in a row. Looking to make it 4. She goes off to the left side, a tough dig. Now it's sent over to the back line. It is Call. She goes to Jessica Smart, who just goes long, and Rutgers-Newark is on the board as Call's kill attempt went just a little bit long. Did about everything right, just put a little bit too much on it as fans continue to file into this place. I would be shocked if there is a Rowan sports team that is not represented in this gym tonight. Everybody's here. Chadwick goes into the net. It is 3-2 as the Profs look to score side out before Rutgers-Newark can tie it up here in the first set. Unbelievably tough numbers to read on the Rutgers-Newark end, at least on the front end of their uniforms, with red on gradient red. Abby Chadwick to Raven Albrecht. Kira Bradley goes soft touch. Didn't need to put everything behind it, and the side out score has come. You can see everybody dressed up in a little bit of costume tonight for Volleyball night. If you came in a costume, you got a piece of free candy, or maybe a couple. I'm sure everybody's getting their dosage tonight. The Rutgers-Newark defense goes over the net, then Call just goes super soft. Here's Chadwick, puts one to the back line. Rutgers-Newark is able to respond. Now Bradley and Chadwick, I believe it was Bradley that just got a finger on that one as Rutgers-Newark was sending it over, and it made it too tough for anybody to take a swipe at it. Gabriella Cooper is into this game. She did take over the service off the side out score that Bradley had earlier. It is 4-3 Profs here in the first set. Certainly the most packed game they've had all year, and they will take that free point as Rutgers-Newark goes long. It was Caitlin Koo on the serve, the freshman defensive specialist, and here is the junior middle blocker, Kira Bradley. She goes into the net, and now Rutgers-Newark will take a hand at a free point themselves. Vanessa Hutchinson comes in. Ava Best in as well. Rutgers-Newark down by a point, 4-5. Here's Ava Best, puts it away. And now Abby Chadwick, perhaps the most improved player on this team. I mean, she has had an unbelievable junior season. Second year with the Profs. Vanessa Hutchinson lays out all effort. Now Ava Best blocks up front. Tries to get another block, she does, but it still gets through her hands to Abby Chadwick, who can't recover. Chadwick subs out now as Hutton Cordry comes in. Profs still lead 6-5, have not given up their lead since getting it. Rutgers-Newark has obviously come close, and they are now, but the Profs have stayed in control. That serve, looked like it was going to be out of bounds. Ava Best, again, her second kill of these first 7 points. Just has such a great angle on both. Jessica Smart comes in for the defensive specialist, Gabriella Cooper, as the Profs are now back on the attacking end. Here is Jenna Call. Call, when she's got a good serve going, it is hard to stop. Raven Albrecht to Hutchinson, who will tee up Jessica Smart, who's just a little long again this time. So her second error on 2 attempts tonight, but she will certainly find her footing. Here is Jaden Simba Malasarte, playing the role of a libero tonight. Smart, this time she finds her footing. Figured it would be in no time, and it's the very next point. Jessica Smart makes it 8-6. Vanessa Hutchinson, the libero, now to the service. 347 digs to her season, a senior season. And that one is just touched by Hutchinson. Nia Ipecker had called out, and it may have been. As Ipecker comes in, Albrecht is in the front. Jessica Smart, Kira Bradley up front as well. Hutton Cordry and Vanessa Hutchinson to aid on the defensive end. Rutgers-Newark back on the service, down a point once more. Ipecker, as Albrecht went back set to Bradley. Rutgers-Newark responds. Albrecht again to Bradley. Bradley, this time it is done. I think it had just kind of clipped the top of the net. I was thinking it could have been a net infraction, as Bradley's hand may have touched the net. It did not, it was the ball. And it sends Raven Albrecht to the service for the second time today. A little bit of back and forth in this first set. And Rutgers-Newark will get themselves down just a point. And it looks like they might look into this. No, they will not. It appeared as though they might, as there was a second whistle that was blown. But nevertheless, it is 8-9 as Rutgers trails. Albrecht, back set again, Smart. Did she clip the corner? Yes, she did. Rutgers-Newark says no. But the head official says yes, so that'll be Prof's point. Scoreboard has it at 9-9, as they were thinking that that one was out of bounds. It looked like it did clip the corner, and they are firm that that's a Rowan point. So it, I believe, is 10-8. Yes, it is. Gabriella Cooper on the serve. Her serve has been pretty hard to beat this year as well. Albrecht to Chadwick. Chadwick thought she might have put that one away, She did not, as Rutgers-Newark is able to counter. Chadwick once more. A lot of power behind both attempts. And a big block up front. Back and forth we go at 10-8 in the first set. Jenna Call, oh my goodness, Jenna Call rips it up through the defense. So now Gabriella Cooper. 41 service aces coming into the day. Block up front by Call and Bradley. Bradley's found an opening in the back of the court and said good night. And it is 12-8 as the Profs have kind of found their stretch here. At 12-8, Rutgers-Newark calls timeout. Certainly a good stretch of volleyball there and a good timeout called by Rutgers-Newark's their head coach, Savani Khan, calls timeout and says, let's kind of reevaluate here. They've hung in with the co-leading team in the NJAC throughout the first set here. They don't want to let it slip away, and they can feel that it's starting to as Candy rains through the stands. The home side stands, as I mentioned earlier, I'd be shocked if there is a sport that is not represented in this group. I mean, this men's soccer is up and rowdy. They're seated with many members of the football team. The women's swimming team is down below. And everybody certainly in costume as well. The Profs with a good stretch of offense. Kiera Bradley able to find a opening in the back side of the net, or back side of the court. Everybody from Rutgers-Newark had rushed up to the front. Certainly would like to correct that if you're Rutgers-Newark. You want to have players back. You can't be rushing the net. You leave so much space out on the court wide open. Believe this is the same, yes it is, same group for the Profs that come back in after the timeout. Jenna Call, Kiera Bradley, Abby Chadwick, Raven Albrecht, Vanessa Hutchinson, and Gabriella Cooper. Mentioned earlier, coming into the day, she had 41 service aces. The sophomore has had a tremendous season all around for the Profs. Jenna Call to Albrecht. Albrecht goes back to Bradley. Jenna Call, blocked. Cooper keeps it alive. Albrecht now to Chadwick. Chadwick, yes indeed. Chadwick coming into today has had 10 games of double-digit kills. She has grown so much in this junior year. That was almost a service ace for Gabriella Cooper as it clipped the net. Rutgers-Newark, to their credit, was able to respond. Kiera Bradley was blocked, but it went straight out of bounds. So Cooper's service continues. Profs have really gotten it rolling. 14-8 they lead. Might have a service ace, will not. Sent back over. Who better but Cooper to keep it going? Chadwick might have it. Does not. What a dig by Cooper. Call. Bounce. Tremendous fight in that point at 14-8, now 14-9. But some tremendous fight, and that is certainly headlined by an unbelievable dig that the sophomore Cooper had, who just finished off her service. So Rutgers-Newark back to it. Might go long, yes they do. And it's right back to the Profs, as they can't seem to be denied right now. Kiera Bradley now at the service. The junior middle blocker. Mentioned at the start of the year how important she thinks that a junior season is. She's taken full advantage. Rutgers-Newark is not able to return that. Clipped the basketball net, or structure, with the backboard, rim, and everything hung up after what I assume was a long day's work for Eric Brennan's squad and the men's basketball team. Brennan is seated with his coaching staff on the far side bleachers off to the right, covering up the RU behind Rowan's bench. As the serve went long for Bradley, Profs are back on the defensive end here. Ava Best, Jenna Call, Raven Albrecht, Gabriella Cooper, Abby Chadwick, and Vanessa Hutchinson in. Albrecht to Call. Call has been on one tonight. And it is 17-8. These Rutgers-Newark services have not lasted long. Abby Chadwick now at the service for Rowan. Call tried to get it across the net and kind of rip it off to the right side. Just went a little short on that net, kept it on Rowan's side of things. (17-11). That one out of bounds again. The Profs just continue to get services back. This time it'll be the senior Jenna Call. Kira Bradley leads tonight with 6 kills. And that one, Rutgers-Newark cannot get back. Goes into the stands. I wasn't even sure if the ball girl was going to get that one back from either a Rowan football or men's soccer player down there that got it from the stands. What a serve by Call. Oh my goodness. Knocks a balloon off the wall. Frankly, I didn't think that one was getting over the net. And the fact that it did with that velocity, holy smokes. This time goes a little softer. Albrecht to Jessica Smart, inbounds. Profs are up to 21 points to Rutgers-Newark's 11. And once you get on a run with Rowan Volleyball, there's no looking back. Jenna Call again. Call, service ace. Profs have the Scarlet Raiders score doubled at 22-11. That one short over the net, and it did clip a Rutgers-Newark defender. This is a special service ace from the senior Jenna Call. Or excuse me, not a service ace, this is a special service. Set point Eve at 23-11. Can they keep it going on Rowan's end? Ava Best, Albrecht to Jessica Smart. Rips it up the belly. Best with a nice job to get it to Albrecht. And this one goes just a little bit long for Jenna Call. It's all about controlling that speed. But the Profs are at set point 24-12. A side out point will do it whenever they get it. Profs have seemed to like clinching sets on side out points. It's been quite a few in a row now, and they will not do it here as Vanessa Hutchinson is not able to get it. Hutchinson, Cordry, and Ipecker in the back line for the Profs. It goes to Ipecker. No, it goes long, and that does it. First set is a wrap, 25-13. The Profs found their stride at the timeout that was called at 12-11. And from that timeout, they went on a 13-5 run to finish off the first set. We will be back in the second set. The Profs lead this one 1-0 over the Rutgers-Newark Scarlet Raiders. Back in a moment on Rowan Athletics. I'm Luke Brown.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect. If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
In one word, if I had to describe Trifecta Therapeutics, if I had to describe Trifecta in one word, it would be empower. The purpose of Trifecta Therapeutics would be to empower the athletic community. I just really like the population of having active individuals and people who really want to get back, doing whatever they could to get back and want to be part of that process. We want them to feel like this is an environment where they belong and where they're going to get the best possible care. This is a professional environment. They're all working with their doctor of physical therapy, but I want them to be comfortable and fun. Not only do we want to rehab you from your injuries, we want to get you to an optimal place as an athlete. My clients are also they're active, they're hungry, they all want to get back to something. They're focused and they're dedicated. That's a perfect combination. You really want to be challenged and get to your goals faster. That's what I would say come here.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
And we welcome you back to SB Gymnasium here in Glassboro. It has certainly been a special first set, 25-13 as we take a look at the highlights. Abby Chadwick has not been denied. She is with one kill tonight. Ava Best, who has not had a huge stretch of kills in the last couple of games, has had a great night tonight. And Kira Bradley, hasn't been Bradley's job to kill this season. It is 6 kills for her tonight. Jessica Smart, you saw her, the freshman. There's Jenna Call. She gets one, rips one through the belly of the defense. Call has done a phenomenal job. She had a service that went super long in that first set that was able to really guide the Profs through a stretch. Kira Bradley, 6 kills. She's the team leader on 8 attempts tonight with an ace and a dig as well. So she accounts for 7 points, which is leading this game. The Profs have limited Rutgers-Newark to 3 kills on 14 attempts. That's a hitting percentage of just .214, whereas for context, that is 15 kills for the Profs. That's 5 times what Rutgers-Newark has had. Profs have attempted 30. It's a hitting percentage of .333 as this crowd continues to be electric. Profs are looking at another win streak with a win here tonight, and they're obviously off to a really strong start to a win tonight. It would be a win streak of 4 after a loss last Tuesday at Kane. Profs are potentially looking at seeing Kane again in the NJAC playoffs. They'll need a better plan to see him, but they certainly know that and are ready to see Kane again when that time comes. Kira Bradley is not able to survive or keep that point alive, rather. So Rutgers-Newark, their starting service will continue. Cyan Long on the service for the Scarlet Raiders. Kira Bradley this time got it across but was blocked. And Jessica Smart is not able to recover the point. It is Smart, Chadwick, Albrecht, Ipecker, Bradley, and Hutchinson on the floor for the Profs. 2-0 the early lead for Rutgers-Newark and their first lead today. Bradley, third time, almost the charm as that one almost fell, but did not. Smart sends one across. And that is long from Rutgers-Newark. So the Profs will have the service now. with Raven Albrecht. Albrecht has a service ace, and we are tied at 2 apiece. A dig, nice dig for Ipecker. Now Jessica Smart almost put it away. Rutgers-Newark goes soft touch and gets it to go. Perhaps it was tipped at the line, did not get the best angle on that. So Rutgers-Newark with a 3-2 lead. Ipecker tees up Kira Bradley perfectly for her 7th kill of the night. Great job by Bradley. As Ipecker comes out, Gabriella Cooper comes in. Jessica Smart also comes out as Bradley stays in. Jenna Call in. Gabriella Cooper. Kiera Bradley with a nice block. And into the net, Rutgers-Newark goes. As an attempt from Sabrina Suquanagua, the junior middle hitter from Rutgers-Newark. This one gets through. Gabriella Cooper with some way of the net. And that's a service ace for her. Profs take a 5-3 lead. I believe we are officially in standing room only mode on these home side bleachers. Abby Chadwick to Gabriella Cooper, who sets up Call. Profs have scrambled a little bit here as Call goes just a little bit long. Thought it could have been tipped by Rutgers-Newark just ever so slightly. It was not. So the lead stands at just 5-4, and this is kind of where we were in the first set as well. Rutgers-Newark gets points, brings it back within 1, and then the Profs are able to just shut them down. But this time we are tied as Jenna Call does not get a good dig on the Scarlet Raiders serve. Albrecht to Kira Bradley, and Kira Bradley gets it. It tipped off of Rutgers-Newark and went out of bounds. Bradley's been playing with some firepower tonight. Here she is at the service. I believe they needed to figure out who that tipped out on from Rutgers-Newark. Nice block up front by Best. Might have been into the net, but Best was there anyways. So the Profs go up 7-5. There's Bradley again. Jenna Call. It was tipped off Rutgers-Newark and out of bounds once again. 8-5. Bradley's service continues. Bradley now with 8, by the way. 8 kills for her on 12 attempts. And goes into the net this time on her serve. So Vanessa Hutchinson will check in her place but certainly love the effort you've seen out of Bradley tonight with 8 kills, an ace, a dig, 9 points, game leading. Ava Best does a great job. And it is blocked into the pin, the left side pin. So now the lead shortens up back to just 1 for the Profs at 8-7. Rutgers-Newark back on the service. Long is the serve. I believe it came from Miley Klenigan, excuse me. Yes, it did. Klenigan, who has 16 service aces, that's team leading for the Scarlet Raiders, has a rare mishap there. Albrecht was able to get a perfect ball up to Jenna Call, but Rutgers-Newark responds. Can't get through the block of Ava Best, but this point continues at 9-7. Best again. Best got caught up in the net and got through. And the Profs, just like that, have a 3-point lead again. And Abby Chadwick comes up. Best to Albrecht, back to Best. Best gets it through. Tremendous effort out of Ava Best tonight, and such a similar spot to the first set. Rutgers-Newark called timeout at 12-8 in the first set. Now they call timeout at 11-7. 4-point lead, just 1 point off for both teams from being an identical timeout. They do it once again here. Again, I mean, you have to think that that's a little bit of motivation in itself for the Profs, as if they needed any to continue playing so well. That here we were right in this spot last time. That is exactly what I would be saying if I was in that timeout. Hey, we were in this spot last set. This is exactly where we were. 4-point lead in a very, very similar spot to the first set. So let's just do what we did last time and continue off that momentum and continue it riding. I'm not entirely sure when the service of Jenna Call spanned from, but that was absolutely a difference maker in that first set, what she was able to do. But you gotta like Abby Chadwick here and what she's able to bring to the table in terms of a serve. Chadwick has absolutely been more of a frontline player this year and is third on the team in kills, but she was more of a defensive player last year. She provides that value. That's a ton of value. It's very similar to Hutton Cordry and the versatility that Cordry provides for this team. Jenna Call gets one through, and it's now 12-7. Again, 1 point off from where the Profs were last time at 12-8. Hopefully this time it's more of a 13-7 than a 12-8. And it will be on a service ace from Abby Chadwick. Chadwick goes just a bit long. So Rutgers-Newark will get it back at 13-18, or 13-8, excuse me. And the libero will serve. It is Jaden Simba Malasarte, who has suited up as the libero, has tallied 157 kills this year. Vanessa Hutchinson has been great. That hasn't been her role. You look at the difference in the libero roles, and maybe it's just more of a today thing for Malasarte to be suited up as the lib. But she's versatile too. You tell about the versatility from the Profs. Well, it's there too in Malasarte, Simba Malasarte, excuse me. Jessica Smart. Rutgers-Newark is able to get the block up front. Albrecht back to Smart. Will she be denied again? She was blocked. Jenna Call lays out on the back end, and everybody rushed out to the back to try to get that point alive and keep it alive. Tremendous effort. Jessica Smart denied at the front of the line. Something tells me she's not going to be denied twice in a point. It's not going to happen a lot tonight after that. She wants those points. She's been a hustle player. She's brought a lot of, not really sure what the right word is for it, honestly. I mean, you look at how she reacts after points. Fire, I would say, is probably the best word to it. She brings a lot of fire to this team. I think her and Kira Bradley's personalities have matched up so well this year. They've gotten to be quite close. And I think you look at the way they play, and it's very similar. As Smart stumbled towards the scorer's table there. Don't necessarily need her running in anything, or anybody on the floor for that matter. Hutton Cordry on the back line now with Ipecker and Hutchinson. Ipecker to Albrecht, now Bradley. And that one will put away that point. We go to 15-10. Profs stand 16-10. Profs now into single digits away. 9 points away with a first set win. Looking to grab this second set. Looking to make this second set the middle set. And grab the next one too. See what they can do. Raven Albrecht, one of the team's best servers, if not the. And Rutgers-Newark will go out of bounds. Profs get the point once more. So Albrecht back to the service. Albrecht, one of the freshmen that have made such an impact this season. Her and Jessica Smart obviously headline that bunch, but all 5 freshmen have been absolutely fantastic, as there is a service ace for Albrecht. Super excited to see what Abigail Bavonik, how much she continues to improve this year. Soft touch, Rutgers-Newark gets that one. 18-11 is where we stand. And as you can see a little bit, top left of your screen, now towards the middle, of just how this is. Standing room only on the home side bleachers. There is a really strong contingent of guys that are standing to my left. And Abby Chadwick, no doubt about that one. 19-11, and the Profs get the service back and stand just 6 points away. Gabriella Cooper, another one of the team's best servers, if not the. 41 service aces coming into today. Has tallied 1 today. Looking for her second, and almost had it there. Rutgers-Newark is able to respond and get the side-out point. So 19-12, as both teams trade a little bit of side-out scoring action back and forth. Long is the serve for Rutgers-Newark. Trading side-out points, we continue. Kira Bradley now. The junior from Media, PA. Almost had an ace. Nice dig by Gabriella Cooper. Tees it up for Abby Chadwick. My goodness. Abby Chadwick might not lead the team in kills, but she absolutely has had the most electric of the bunch of kills tonight for her. Man, she has gotten on an angle. Kira Bradley's service continues at 21-12. That is out of bounds. And now the Profs sit just 3 points away at 22-12. Bradley would love to just stay on the service and ride this one out for the next 3 points, grab a second set, and go up 2-0 in this match. Got to get the 23rd first. And there is a net infraction on Rutgers-Newark. At least that's what I believe is being communicated. So 23-12, set point Eve. Profs have 11. Back corner. And it did not. Back corner, and it had to just been off to a little bit off to the right side and out of bounds. Profs stay up at 10 points in this second set. It is Ava Best, Jenna Call, Raven Albrecht, Gabriella Cooper, Vanessa Hutchinson who has the dig. Abby Chadwick also on the floor. Jenna Call. And for once in what feels like forever, the Profs are going to get a set point on their service. It has been a while. I don't know the numbers specifically. It's been a while though. Maybe not as Chadwick goes long. 24-14. They were certainly hoping for the point there, but they'll settle for a side out score ASAP. Cordry comes in for Chadwick. Ava Best. That will do it for the second set of what the Profs hope are just 3. They've looked pretty dominant thus far with a 25-14 win here in the second. And we go to the third coming up shortly on Rowan Athletics. I'm Luke Brown, back with you in a moment. Third set coming up.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
In one word, if I had to describe trifecta therapeutics, if I had to describe trifecta in one word, it would be empower. The purpose of trifecta therapeutics would be to empower the athletic community. I just really like the population of having active individuals and people who really want to get back, doing whatever they could to get back and want to be part of that process. We want them to feel like this is an environment where they belong and where they're going to get the best possible care. This is a professional environment. They're all working with their doctor of physical therapy, but I want them to be comfortable and fun. Not only do we want to rehab you from your injuries, we want to get you to an optimal place as an athlete. My clients are also they're active, they're hungry, they all want to get back to something. They're focused and they're dedicated. That's a perfect combination. You really want to be challenged and get to your goals faster. That's what I would say from here.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do. Because I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had, and you can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela Burgess.
An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
We welcome you back. Third set after a dominant Profs performance in the first and second sets of this one. 25-13 in the first, 25-14 in the second. And certainly a second set to remember. Kira Bradley, who has had a day for the Rowan Profs. This has to be her season high in kills, if not close to it. Jenna Call, the senior you see on your screen, and Ava Best. How about the day for Ava Best? The hustle that she's put out there tonight, getting down on an angle on her kills. Abby Chadwick, she has never looked back since hitting the hot stretch of her year, a hot stretch of her year that just simply has not ended. Abby Chadwick has done a phenomenal job. Ava Best once more. You look through the second set, Gabriella Cooper showing off some excitement as the Profs take that second set. Here on Volleyball night, it has been a loaded crowd of Rowan athletes, Rowan students, parents. Everybody has made their way into this gymnasium tonight. It has been loud. It has been proud throughout the night, and the Profs certainly have made everybody proud through this game. Ava Best with 5 kills on 5 total attempts. That, for anybody needs help with the math, that's an 100% hitting percentage on her night. Jenna Call also has tallied 5. Jessica Smart has tallied 4 on 12. Abby Chadwick has 3 on 10. And as I mentioned earlier, Abby Chadwick might not have the stat sheet lit up tonight, usually does. Might not tonight with just 3, but they have been an electric 3. The 3 that she have been very, very notable as you kind of remember the course of this game. Alexa Kelleher makes her way onto the court for the first time tonight. The junior outside hitter. 96 kills for Kelleher tonight. Or excuse me, on this season, excuse me. Bradley, Chadwick, Kelleher. Best comes out for Hutchinson. Jenna Call and Raven Albrecht on the floor for the Profs. And Albrecht kicks us off on the service just as she did in the first set. Profs looking to close this one up on a straight set victory if they can. 0-0 as Albrecht gets us going. And that one's out of bounds. Profs get an early lead off the Raven Albrecht service. Albrecht again. This time she digs. Hutchinson to Kelleher. That one may be long. No, it does not, as Jenna Call gets to it beforehand. And Alexa Kelleher goes just a bit long on hers. Abby Chadwick comes in. One to one, Rutgers-Newark on the serve. Hutchinson to Albrecht. Albrecht gets one perfectly for Bradley. Bradley's was responded to by Rutgers-Newark. Now Alexa Kelleher. Bradley to Albrecht, to Kelleher. Kelleher shuts it down. Kelleher checks out for Gabriella Cooper. The outing was brief and potentially not over, but certainly notable. Cooper had to get in there because she is now on the serve. And Kira Bradley, just a little bit of a mistouch right on the net. So Cooper's service comes to an end. Rutgers-Newark back on it, tied 2 apiece. Close again to start the 3rd set in a row. All of them have been close. That one is too low, clips the net. And it sends Kira Bradley, the prof, to serve. Or does it? It does not. Looks like we're going to see Evelyn Vyers. Evelyn Vyers, the junior libero, obviously suited up more as a defensive specialist. Vyers has played in just 10 sets this year. This is her 11th. And there's an infraction or a penalty on Rutgers-Newark. So Evelyn Vyers' first service of the season continues. That one gets through, and it was tipped by, looked like Gabriella Cooper. So Vyers comes out at it after a successful point. Hutchinson comes in. Profs lead 4-3. Ava Best had to go soft touch. And that one's too low. So Abby Chadwick now will try to continue this lead. 5-3 in the third set. Profs lead 2-0 in terms of this match. Final Tuesday night home match of the season for Rowan. Their next two home matches come on Saturday, November 8th against Widener and against Susquehanna. Those are both non-conference. NJCU coming up next Tuesday in Jersey City. Profs certainly need to take care of business to finish off the NJAC season before hopefully a long playoff run. Ava Best. As for Rutgers-Newark, they still have William Patterson left on the NJAC schedule. 4 non-conference games against FDU Florham, Brooklyn, Elizabethtown, and Stevenson to finish off their season. With a loss tonight, assuming the Profs can get it done in this set, Rutgers-Newark will drop to 8-19 on the year. Profs are looking for their 22nd win. Jenna Call goes into the net, and it is 6-5, so quite tight in the third, just as we've seen throughout. Nia Ipecker comes back in for Jenna Call as the Profs focus on the defense here, trying to defend Rutgers-Newark's serve. Hutton Cordry into the rafters. Albrecht collides with Ipecker, but the point is alive and both are okay. Ava Best, good block up front. Tries to block again. This time Ipecker to Kelleher. Back and forth we go. Profs lead 6-5. Ava Best thought she had a nice block. She did. It doesn't end the point though, and that will end the point. Hutton Cordry says, my bad. A mistouch by her on the back line. Had to do something, had to throw her hand out there to keep it alive in the first place. A good effort by her. Cordry, who in these moments just tells herself, be confident. That's her kind of code word to herself when she's out there. And she's right back in on this play. Kelleher tried for the kill. Rutgers-Newark gets it back. Ava Best, a block, just goes out of bounds. And Rutgers-Newark leads 7-6. And Ava Best, who obviously would have liked that play to go differently, all she can do is laugh because the crowd is participating in the common trend of 6-7. Don't ask me what those numbers mean. The players seem to love it. And a timeout called at 6-8 as Rutgers-Newark takes the lead in the third set. First timeout the Profs have had to take today. And all they need is to just regroup here. Just remember who they are and get right back in it. They've certainly come back from larger deficits in sets. This crowd is ready to go. Quite frankly, I would say that Coach Matt Verlingieri, who's talking in this huddle, has to be a little bit louder over there. I know I have to talk a little bit louder over here so that they can understand the message loud and clear from Coach, from their staff on what they want to do coming out of this timeout, because this has certainly been a loud gym tonight. You see the Profs huddle there. coming back out, Ava Best, Raven Albrecht, Nia Ipecker, Hutton Cordry, Alexa Kelleher, and Vanessa Hutchinson. By the way, these are moms of players that are tossing out candy in the timeouts. The libero on the service for Rutgers-Newark. Albrecht goes up to Kelleher. Kelleher, back left quarter, and it's done. Kiera Bradley comes in for Ava Best, checks out. Rutgers-Newark tries to keep it alive, hit the rafters. Kiera Bradley gets stuffed at the line again, both at the line. Really awkward positioning on 2 points in a row there. Kelleher, bingo. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Alexa Kelleher, who goes soft touch. Knotted up at 8-8, the senior libero, Vanessa Hutchinson. Nia Ipecker bumps to Kelleher. Did she go a little long? She did not. Kelleher inbounds. Kelleher again. My goodness. Alexa Kelleher playing with a purpose. Vanessa Hutchinson continues her service. Block up front by Kelleher and Bradley. Profs can't get this one over the net, and Rutgers-Newark will bring it within one. The Profs lead 10-9. So now the service from Rutgers-Newark comes from Angelise Aureliano, the setter. Cordry with a weird touch. Ipecker keeps the point alive, as does Alexa Kelleher. Hutton Cordry lays out. Kelleher. Alexa Kelleher, third set, dangerous. Abby Chadwick comes in. 11-9 as Raven Albrecht back to the service. Rutgers-Newark just sent their setter up. Now Rowan does. Up by 2. Big block up front. Bradley and Chadwick on the bunch block. Albrecht, team now up by 3. Out of bounds by Rutgers-Newark. And this service continues. Profs find a 4-point lead. So they went up 12-8 in the first, 11-7 in the second, now 13-9. Right in this middle stretch of the sets, they seem to find a 4-point lead. Now shrunk down to 3. Albrecht just went a little short. It caught the very top of that net. Nia Ipecker, just a missed touch off the back. So we are back within 2. Profs still in control. Hutchinson to Bradley. And the Profs will get their 14th point and get right back on the attacking end. And Gabriella Cooper now up to the serve. Cooper still with just one ace tonight. Adds to her season tally. Now 42 aces. Won't have one here as Rutgers-Newark responds. Jenicall. It gets through off the block. You can talk all you want, and deservedly so, about the new players that have stepped up as outside hitters for the Profs. Abby Chadwick, Jessica Smart, now Alexa Kelleher, the way this set has looked. But Jenna Call still comes through every time, it seems, with so much experience as a player. Bradley, Albrecht, Chadwick, Cooper, Hutchinson, and Call in as Rutgers-Newark is set to serve at 15-12. Profs need 10 more. They will not get the service back there as that one just goes off of the hands of Gabriella Cooper back to the back curtain off to the right side of the gym. Service ace for Rutgers-Newark. They bring it within one. I believe this is Cyan Long on the serve for the Scarlet Raiders. Back set Albrecht, Chadwick blocked up top. Call, went towards the back right side. Hutchinson to dig. Albrecht, again to Chadwick. Chadwick just goes straight at Aureliano. And the Profs are right back on that attacking end. David Best comes in, and here is Kira Bradley. Fans say, let's go, Rowan. Pat Ruley's on the other end of the gym saying, let's go. Get it loud in here. Pat Ruley, of course, the Rowan football coach. Ava Best. Can't ask for more effort out of the sophomore middle. 17-14. That one tipped off of Rutgers-Newark and stays Rowan on the serve. Kira Bradley continues. Timeout at 18-14 for Rutgers-Newark as they can feel this one start to slip away. Rowan in control with a 4-point lead. They need 7 more to grab this third set and grab another sweep on the year. Plenty of sweeps to speak of. Most recently, they beat Albright 3-0 at the Misericordia Tri-Meet on October 25th, just 3 days ago up there. Beat Rutgers-Camden here last week 3-0. Beat Elizabethtown, Lycoming, Montclair State, St. Mary's, Brooklyn, DeSales, Ramapo, Stockton, Union, Lebanon Valley, Catholic Muhlenberg, Ursina, Cedar Crest, and Capital, all in straight sets. Certainly going to have to go into the records for Rowan on how many straight set wins they've had in a season, because this number has become pretty staggering. They're looking for their 21st overall win on the year. They're looking for their 10th win at home, their 6th win in the NJAC. They currently stand at 5-1 alongside Kane, who is right there with them. And again, a Kane team that does have the advantage in terms of head-to-head matchup. The Profs were not able to beat the Cougars last week on the road as that serve goes long, and it's 18-15. The Kane team that has NJCU tonight at home should be a win for Kane, but you never know. You can't be too certain. This third set is within 2, 18-16. Hutchinson. Her dig got over the net, but the Profs keep this point alive. Ava Best found an open spot on the floor and hit it. Profs up 3, Abby Chadwick. Into the net goes Chadwick. She subs out for Hutton Cordry. Back within 2, 19-17. Profs just need to score side out once more. Tracy Ilderis at the serve. Senior outside hitter. 164 kills coming into the day. Raven Albrecht all the way to the scorer's table. Leans on it. Hutchinson to Jenna Call. Rutgers-Newark able to respond, but they go into the net on the return. The Profs are up to now 20 points. They lead by 3. Jenna Call. Gabriella Cooper checks out. Cordry, Hutchinson, Albrecht, Kelleher back in, and Best on the floor. Kelleher, who's had a really strong third set. The serve from Call, quite long. Gives it back to Rutgers-Newark, who trails by 2, 20-18. So the libero back to the service. It is Jaden Simba Malasarde. Albrecht to Ava Best. Ava Best has been the best tonight. Profs up to 21. Her hitting percentage earlier was 100. It's 727 now. She's 9 for 11 as the Profs continue to roll. They're up 22-18. Hutchinson, the senior libero at the service. The ultimate leader, Vanessa Hutchinson. Rutgers-Newark calls timeout at 22-18. Their second and final timeout of the set. They also called timeout at 18-14. So if you look at what they've put together since then, they have scored 4. Rowan has scored 4. So both kind of have been back and forth since that last timeout. This has absolutely been the most back and forth set already. Rutgers-Newark still a good amount of volleyball left to play in the grand scheme of things, and they have outscored themselves in this third set by quite a bit. In the first set they had 13, second they had 14, so to be able to come out and put 18 on the board, credit to Rutgers-Newark for continuing to battle through this one, but Rowan has just been the better team today. They've had better opportunities. You look at Ava Best, and you know, we talk about 9 kills on 11 attempts for Ava Best. Well, you can't do that unless you have opportunities, and Ava Best has had a lot of opportunities tonight. Kira Bradley, oh my goodness, what a game that she's had. 10 kills on 16 total attempts for a hitting percentage of 500. Couple errors in there. She's got 5 errors. Hutchinson continues, 22-18. Nia Ipecker to Albrecht, to Kelleher. Kelleher made contact with the left side antenna. So that'll go right back Rutgers-Newark's way at 22-19. Looks like they're checking in their server now. So we'll get a glimpse of who that is. It's going to be Angelisa Aureliano, the senior setter. 392 assists for her coming into today. She's got 5 today, so nearing the 400 mark. And that one will go out of bounds. The Profs are up to set point eve at 23-19. Raven Albrecht. Everything you could have asked for out of a freshman setter this year. The punch goes long for Cyan Long. Rowan's got it up to match point. Everybody on their feet in this gymnasium. And I mean everybody. Albrecht saves the point. Hutchinson to Kelleher. Kelleher, it's returned quite nicely. Kira Bradley tries to shut it down twice, and she does! Back left corner. This one's wrapped up at 25-19, and what a job Rowan did. Entire match, 25-15, 25-14, and 25-19. As Rowan will celebrate this one, they improve to 6-1 in the NJAC, 22-5 overall this year, and stay undefeated in this gym at 10-0. They get set for their huddle after a win against Rutgers-Newark. Rutgers-Newark falls to 8-19 on the year, 1-10 on the road, and most importantly for their sake in terms of NJAC standings, they are 1-6. What a job throughout this night by the Profs as they wave to this camera for Coach Dina Jesperson. Coach, you are loved more than you could ever know, and we miss you. So that does it here tonight. October 28th as we gear towards the Halloween season. What a Halloween present for this team. A straight set win tonight. And the fans were here to enjoy it in the masses on Volleyball night. Free candy for anybody who shows up. Jeremiah Medina did. He showed up in costume. And what a job, what a performance that Rowan was able to give them. Luke Brown from Esbjornson Gymnasium here in Glassboro, New Jersey. That does it for my coverage. Thank you very much for tuning in on this Tuesday night, and we will see you next time on Rowan Athletics. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoy your Tuesday night.